Jay, when we Jay slide through gang ties, I bounce out and bang mine. Flame red rag, Jay's hottest to the death of me. It's BSG, top rank, a couple killers gon' step with me. You knock the king off and stay on grounds, it's like a chess piece. He lay it face flat, air it out like that's how death beat. He moving too fast, but the phone he gave him the lemon squeeze. No, I ain't got to switch, I gotta stick with that little trigger.
I got a special guest today, man. Somebody that's gonna teach us a little bit about gang prevention and bullying and stuff like that, but he's a book writer. We don't really get to see our brothers out here writing books and stuff like that, man, but I definitely is honored. He called me up, man, and told me that he was in town, and last time we talked, he was telling me about his book, and now his books is out. So I want to introduce to my people, my family, Julius Johnson. How you doing, player?
Yeah, nice for having me, man.
Yes. So you're out here in L.A. What brings you out here in L.A.? First of all, who are you?
My name is Julius Jones. I'm known as Gunner or Walk-Ups in my hood. My set, I got put on my set, from the Jersey chapter, 9293, Fruitown, Burns, 36th Street.
Okay. Because out here in L.A., we always say where you're from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when you come to L.A. or you came to L.A. for the first time, what was the atmosphere that you got? How did it inspire you to be, as our friend would say, a man? How did that energy, you come here and seeing a life-changing thing to say, I can do this? What age was you and what mentality you have that's changed from being a gang member to a book writer now?
Well, when I first came out here, I just got off federal parole from doing 11 years.
Wow.
So, in the mix of me doing 11 years, I beat 2 hot ones. And people don't know what hot ones is. It's 2 murders. So I did 11 years from the state to the feds. So in the process of my last year and a half in the feds, that's when me and my generation before me, we found out that we was being lied to. And not only that, the person that brought it to the state of New Jersey, he told on the whole state. So I had the mentality, and I told my homies that actually did time, and I got so many names on my body, like they ain't died for nothing, whereas though I got to find out the truth.
Right.
So when I got off federal parole, I came out here on Hood Day. You know what I'm saying? March Madness or whatever. So, I was out here for close to 3 weeks. So when I first pulled up to the set, the G homies like, we know you a rep, but we were waiting for to meet you. So they started asking me questions about like who was who and this, that, and the third, because like on the East Coast as a whole, far as like West Side brims, like if a person was pushing Harvard Park brims or Van Ness Gangsta brims or Fruitown brims, the only West Side brim set was Fruitown brims. We ain't even allow no other brim set on the East Coast. Know what I mean? So it was just based in Jersey. Any outside of Jersey, nobody wasn't pushing no West Coast sets, let alone sets period outside of B-more, Right. So anyway, like me finding out that we was being lied to, whatever, it's like, damn, we did all of this for nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Homies and died and getting life and life plus 60, 30 with a 30. You know what I mean? My brother done faced a death penalty and life twice behind this. I was threatened with life. You know what I mean? I beat a 25-year case, an 18-year case. So this ain't all for nothing. So I got to find out the truth. So when I pulled up, that's what I came out here for. That was my mission, because it's like, if you don't know where you came from, you don't know where you going at.
Right.
And you have so many people from out of towners on the outside of LA, you know what I mean, outside of the state of California, when they come out here, they don't come out here looking for the truth. They come out here to on some groupie, you know what I mean, like this to prove a point to their followers. Man, my followers was my enemies.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not no social media.
Right. So what was your life before this? How was the struggles that you felt that you had to walk into this life to say, hey, I need this family, I want to be a part of this group that's going to make a change or better me, or however, whatever, we're going to survive. How was your life before that, before all the gangs? What kind of walked you into this life of let's say, gang banging or just, having a family, a street family?
Yeah.
What?
Oh,
what
well,
was that?
before I got put on, I was already in the streets. Because I was in the streets since 92. In 92, I was 10 years old. So what made me let go to the streets, I got tired of hearing my mama break down at night to her mama about helping the struggling, keeping the lights on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
things like that. So even though me and my mama, we wasn't close at that particular time, that's still, I only got one mama. So
Right.
I want to help pay this rent, keep the lights on. So I had this mentality about when I was 10.
So did you have any encounters with bullying or neighborhood gangs or something harassing you, or seeing friends being harassed with bullying and stuff like that in order to, write a book? Because one of your books is talking about bullying.
Yeah, for sure. Like, when I got dropped off back at my mama's house, because I was bouncing around from house to house. I was a kid until I got dropped off back to my mama's house. And when my mama lived at was a place called the Heights in Jersey City. That's where I'm from.
Yeah.
And at the time, it was nothing but Hispanics and Puerto Ricans and whites.
Okay.
And, like, I was, the third or fourth black kid. At the time, I was so little and short, and there's only 4 black kids. So, at the time, at the same token, I'm still nervous, but they would throw milk cartons at me every time we go to the lunch to sit down for lunch, and they'd throw stuff at me, but it never hit me. So one day, a group of white kids just sit right across from me. So they was like, black nigger, and he put his hand in my food. The 2 white kids, but it was one white kid, whereas though he just looked at me and spit on me and said, "You black nigger," and that's when I grabbed my tray, and I just kept knocking his head off with the tray. So that's like, I got suspended for that, but that didn't drive me to get put on to no set. Me getting put on to a set, it was about camaraderie.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
okay.
And these the people I came up with. Well, we didn't come up with. We still knew each other as kids. So the derogatory, because we talking about, again, outside of LA culture, because out here in LA, everybody is either family orientated or they came up from the same block, whatever.
Right.
On the East Coast, it's not like that.
Right.
But at the same token, we still, like my generation before me, that's how it was though. We knew each other. We knew each other mamas. Like, how I'm gonna trust you or have some type of trust, and I don't even know you.
That part.
You know what I'm saying?
That part. So, the other thing in your book is rape. You have one of them is about rape. Tell me a little bit about
Invisible Tears.
Yeah.
Volume 1, Tears You Can't See, Only from the Mind and Heart. And like what I did was something unique. Like I brought the East Coast and the West Coast together. Whereas though I got people from Jersey, I got a person from Richmond, Virginia. I got a person from Philly. I got a person from Compton. I got a few people from LA. 6 women alone is a part of my book, and 5 of them is Don Moves, and they all from LA. And another woman, she had non-affiliated, but her father, she was born in the Pueblos, whatever. So I think it's important to bring women a part of this, because if you pay attention, nobody. No other Keyway or Don Move brought any women involved to do something this important, this big. And it's about sending a message, whereas though, because my books is about awareness, prevention, intervention, bullying, PTSD, incarceration, and violence. And this is what's going on in the world.
Right.
From every nationality. So it's important, especially to have women, when you have 80% of black women as a whole are being raped. And 9 to 10 is happening within the households. Either a father, a friend of the family, which they consider an uncle, or relative, or a brother. Right. So that need to be spoke about. Like it's been going on too long that the most disrespected in the world is a black woman, is a sister.
And we was talking about it earlier. How all the documentaries we see.
Yeah.
We don't see no females in the gang documentary, no females, and we got homegirls. You got Cripettes, you got Bloodettes,
It's like this with me, right?
And they kill us.
It's like how can you continue having generations without the women? They birth us, right?
Right.
So like it's important to have them. Just like we got a voice, they got a voice too.
Right. And key voice because what I know, you know what I'm saying, and even with my partner, he talks about how his auntie was a reptile. You know, you couldn't, you know, you had to go through her to even just get a say so. You know what I mean? Like if she say no, everybody gonna beat you up because that's her word. And it's been houses like that. You know what I'm saying? No matter where you at, beehives or whatever, you know, it's one head lady in there.
Yeah.
You'll never know. You know what I mean? Unless you a part of that's who run that. You think all these niggas doing something. It's that woman back in there. She got it going on. And it's somebody mama.
Yeah, a lot of men that we look at the entertainers know that their careers was built around some women.
Yeah.
They just don't get the recognition that they deserve.
Yeah. We are, you know, Tina. Ike, you know, he had a nice career, you know. You know, that was a real nice career. He got a lot of things happening.
For sure.
At the same time, you know, we got to recognize that, and that's something we was just sitting talking about, that the women don't get their props or the flowers, they say today, in the gang culture, you know what I'm saying? So what's the other book about, bro?
Well, yeah, like, you know, Love Thy Neighbor, Volume 2, A Brother's Love. And this about strictly, like, bullying. Like, they was so light-skinned, they wasn't treated as being black. You know, and everything is nonfiction. And from city to city, to state, and they from Norfolk, Virginia, they was being bullied as kids. So, you know, at an adolescent, as a young age, that pushed them into getting put onto a gang, which is Neighborhood 20 Bloods. Right. And the brother wears, though, you see, like, this is a shirt. That's his brother. The cold part about it, his brother got killed on his birthday. The person that's living right here, that's holding up the shirt. Right. He got killed on his birthday, and he didn't even get killed in Norfolk, Virginia. He got killed in New York because they were celebrating his B-Day at a park somewhere, I believe, in Brooklyn, in New York, meeting up with some homies to celebrate and meet some new homies, what the case may be. And some keyways came through and started shooting, and the bullet hit him back of the head. Wow. You know, so, and the brother, the person that lined him up with the feds, because he in the feds now, and the person he grew up with, he felt that being that they grew up together, that he didn't want to set him up. So he got him to meet somebody else from ATL to line him up with the feds. And the feds came and snatched him 2 to 3 years later. So he in the feds right now doing like 103 to 106 months. Because they go by months in the feds. You know what I mean? And that's something to think about, because I want to touch back on the first one, Invisible Tears Volume 1, right? Whereas though, for example, it's a young, at the time she was a teenage girl, right? And it's a message whereas though a Caucasian little girl, they both is 15, and instead of going to their classroom, she asked, like, you want to smoke some weed? So they skipped class to go smoke some weed, and they got gang raped by over 10 to 12 essays out here in L.A. in the schoolyard. Wow. You know what I mean? Gang rape, and one of them, she wound up being pregnant by him. But it's just a message to see, like, this by making that one mistake to skip class, just go smoke some weed, and you get raped. We all
did that.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You know what I mean? So like, it's messages in Jews, because it's showing people how, as though, you know what I mean, it's showing awareness to parents, you know what I mean, how to keep your kids from the streets and gangs, but also intervention, whereas though for people that's in prison or coming out of prison or out of prison, how, you know what I mean, it's a way for you to change your life, but you gotta unlearn and relearn. And most importantly, you gotta hold accountability for yourself. You know,
sometimes you have to unlearn and relearn or re-educate. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like you said, we've been lied to. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with going back and correcting that. That's what makes you an adult. And T. Rogers used to always say, man, I wasn't an adult until I turned 38. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel you on that, man, because that manhood, that sense of, like, responsibility and accountability.
Yes.
You know, that's what kicks in at that time. We should have got it early, because he always talk about rites of passage. You know what I'm saying? But at that age, you should have that moment of knowing that, I have to be responsible for the future, the generations, the great grandkids, the grandkids. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's my responsibility now. Instead of being out here gang banging, thinking that being out here in the streets looking good, flashy. No, I gotta set some steps and bricks down so my kids and grandkids can come. And I think that's what you're doing with these books, bro. And that's the coolest shit ever. You know what I'm saying? Drake, we have a video or something. One of his videos or whatever. We're going to go to one of his videos, but, man, like I said, to be able to have the creative mind to come up with something, especially to teach and mentor, that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people thinking, we was lied to, thinking about fighting and killing and thinking this is my opposite and I shouldn't be friends with this.
Yeah,
it ain't never that,
Yeah, I learned that in prison, but I ain't learned that until I was in the feds, whereas though to start, talking and speaking with keyways with my, enemy sets, and damn, he think this like me. Yeah. He just on the opposite side.
Yeah, and that's what it is. It always be like that's what creative minds.
Yeah, because it's like in the feds, you don't have no choice but to stick together one way or another because it's racial wars going on in the feds, and if you even catch especially you have a certain background within this gang culture, because they told me if I was to bring any of that gang banging mess in this spot, we going to start with you with 120 months. 120 months running consecutive, that's 10 years.
Yeah.
It's like man, nah, you a hothead, you love riding, right? All right, you bring that mess down here and we got fake bloods. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
because in the East Coast, for people that don't know, at East Coast as a whole, whereas though they mix the two cultures up, meaning LA culture and Chicago culture, and they put it into one. So that's why when people for people that don't know, the state of New York and the state of New Jersey is two different states. It's two different worlds. Yep. And this is why we don't get along because of that. Right. Because I remember it was a time right back then whereas though New York used to clown LA for the colors, or they dying over colors of that. Yeah. So when the culture, when the gang culture was brought to the state of New Jersey, they clowned us too. Around the same time when they made a diss song, when they made that first diss song, and Jersey was getting clowned because they was trying to say Jersey was copying LA. How we could copy something that was brought to us when y'all was in prison, y'all was in jail making up a bunch of everything off of Master Cody book. So who was copying who? Right. You see what I'm saying? Right. So that's why it was for a long time. So I took upon myself back in May of 2018, and you had a person pushing the NYBBA 59 brims, but it don't have nothing to do which it started in West and South Central 59th Street, then derogatory to San Diego 59 brims. You know what I mean? It don't have nothing to do with that because for a long time, if we caught them out of pocket, or if we caught you riding the 5, you know what I mean? You was up out of here. You was getting down. You know what I mean? So we did that for a long time, and I took it upon when PIP OYG Red Rum, he flew out to Harlem. And me, him, and a person named Jason Davis. And on 124th, between Lenox and Malcolm X Boulevard, I believe, that we had a sit down. We did a differences between a peace treaty and a ceasefire between Bloods and Crips.
You were talking about that earlier.
People. Yeah, it was a few people, but each time it was asked about if me and Red Rum respect people that get put on in jail, and Red Rum, he just let me have it because I was adamant about that, and I was like, no, how can I respect anybody get put on in jail? To me, your identity crisis for one. You can't sit here and tell me you love your set when you never actually, you don't even know what it is to be a Blood. You never sacrificed your life and freedom for nothing.
So what's the difference between a peace treaty and a ceasefire?
Shoot, a ceasefire is, we agree, we putting the guns down. Right. Each side, we going to show respect, whereas though when we see each other, it ain't no mad dogging, no nothing. Right. If you're going to stay on your side, I'm going to stay on my side. Why? Because now we could work on each trial, which is each set, whereas though whatever we have going on, whereas though we could make amends on the situation. Like a peace treaty, that's saying we not gonna war with each other from different sides. Like, how is that? When we don't even have peace amongst our own tribe.
Right.
Every set is going through the same situation, meaning that it's either somebody setting one of their homies up or killing them.
Yeah.
Or try to kill them. It's not one set could tell me any different.
So what are your future plans with your book? What are you trying to do now? What's your plans? You got any tours set up?
Well, I just signed up for a book tour out here for April 30th. You know what I mean? Met Dr. Rosie, and like with this book, Invisible Tears. You know what I mean? Excuse me, The Reputable Volume 3, Tears Still Invisible. Whereas though it's curriculum, and what I mean by curriculum, because I break down the differences. You know what I mean? Between LA culture and Chicago culture, because it's important on the East Coast. And why I say that, because men my age and older are getting these young kids killed quickly. And how they doing that? Because they making up all these different goofy gangs and sets for their own personal gain. And most importantly is that they lying to them.
And what I would say about that right there is because the ones that haven't got the credit or validation, they can't go up under that no more.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You ain't got nobody saying that, yeah, that's him, or that's hit. So you have these other blocks and this drilling shit that they do in Chicago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Drilling shit. Even though the law is what it is in Chicago, by the time Bloods and because it actually like Bloods and Crips skipped over Chicago. It was like it just went over Chicago and went straight over to the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? But to say this, the kids who have the kids that was young then that was coming up trying to be that, they really wasn't that, because everything had fucked off with the crack and shit. You see what I'm saying? Everybody try to be renegades. So now you got all these kids that's thinking that, oh, this is what I want to be, so I'm gonna be that now. But there's nobody to say that's what you is. So now, like you say, they making up these gangs and they're not being told the truth. So they out here killing, drilling, thinking that's what it was all about, and it wasn't about that. You see what I'm saying? If you don't have the concept of taking care of your neighborhood, you don't have the concept of loving the women in your neighborhood, because like we loved our girls in our neighborhood. Like still today, I still got friends that we call sisters. Hey, twin, happy to see me because we brothers and sisters. It ain't about no having no sex or nothing. That's somebody from my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? No matter what. So we lost that. We lost that with a lot of, I'm sorry. We lost a lot of that with crack. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Crack did a number on us, man. And when the gangs was migrating, you know what I'm saying? Because it was always gangs across the country. You know what I'm saying? It was just, at that time, cocaine was real good coming from California. You know, it was real good cocaine, because we always had Miami and other coasts, but when Cali had they storm of cocaine coming in, and it migrated, and I was at that time when it was migrating through St. Louis, because that's where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? And I seen it, but we already had other cultures of Chicago, because that's only 5 hours away from us.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So that's our first cousins. You know what I'm saying? So when the drugs started coming and shit and doing that, and everybody really had family already in St. Louis.
Yes.
That's how you got a lot of the Bloods and Crips that came to St. Louis, because it was niggas' families there. Nigga, you go right over your cousin's house, nigga, I can get out 20 for 24? I can sell this for 24, 35 out here?
Yeah.
And I bought it for 17, 12? Ooh. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So it started coming, and what it was a supplier for us. Yeah. Because we already had gang culture. Then it kind of like broke it down to like two cultures. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, the Midwest and the West Coast, right? And you got an intertwine of that. But it was people around, like Rum was saying, people would come in, not telling everything, what's supposed to be, giving people misinformation. So they play the telephone games. By the time the shit get back around, everybody got a misconception.
Yeah, but I just like, and the reputable, like I talk on that because we was lied to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We was lied to.
You
from
gotta
the
admit
beginning.
that.
We was lied to for 3 decades, man. 3 decades. And I mean, you know, I got 36 names on my body that died behind this.
Right.
And that's a low number. Because I lost over 92 homies. And that's from one set. You know what I mean? So it's like, if I don't come out and get the truth, and I'm speaking for me, forget everybody else, because people that come out here, they just coming out here for
the glamour.
Just to get high, smoke. I don't care about none of that. I care about my homies dying behind some shit and was lied to. So it's like for them to say, no, I mean they didn't die for nothing. I'm going to find out the truth, and whoever want the truth, I give you the truth. Other than that, is fuck you, straight like that. Know what I mean?
Right.
Because at the end of the day, man, like, man, I know mothers that lost all their sons to this, man.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? I got homies that lost an eye behind this. That's in wheelchairs. That's never coming home. I'm talking about multiple homies. You know, every time I print up pictures, I'm printing up over 400 pictures at a time, and I'm sending them out either to the state or to the feds. People not doing that, man. They not doing that. So like when I go, cause you know I public speak at schools too, high schools and colleges, and I had a standing ovation because I taught a criminal justice class. Because you know what they teaching the college kids. They teaching the college kids that we teach the little boys to go and rape little girls and don't go to school. And I said that's a lie because I got my GED on the streets. I went to night school. Ain't nobody never told me nothing. And I ain't even talking to be like sound tough, whatever, but nobody never told me to do nothing. Because to me, if somebody got to tell you to make you to do something, you a buster.
Right. Real talk.
You know what I mean?
Real talk.
So like, I
You know?
always encourage my homies that was my age or younger to go to school, like or get a job or something, whatever, because that's what I did.
Right.
I went to school when I wasn't suspended, but I still went. You know what I mean? So like even to the point, like in our community, you know what I mean? When a guardian or people that was a couple that came in, you know what I mean, with groceries and food, we either helped them. If they ain't need no help, we held the door open. We carried them bags in there for them. That's what we did. And I had a system. Me personally, I set it up where as though you wasn't selling no drugs in front of no adult and no kids.
Right.
Bottom line.
And that's the way it's supposed to be, bro. When it comes down to community, because we already know that the economy, because as a kid, man, coming up hip hop, that was our economy that we was trying to make. You know what I'm saying? And they threw crack into the situation. So surviving, I don't blame nobody for surviving because we was all lied to, rather if it was the hood or the government. You know what I'm saying? And I just commend people that actually, you know, take that fortitude and do something positive with it, man, because that's what it's all about. You know, we had a person that we looked up to, you know what I'm saying? I would like to always call him my friend, my mentor, T, you know what I'm saying? And he wrote a book, you know what I'm saying? And he had classes in sidewalk universities and, you know, all those type of things.
I learned about them things when I was in the feds.
Really?
Yeah, because I seen like a magazine and I seen it was something about the 50-something most questions.
Yeah.
So because he reached out to me. That's how we connected. He reached out to me and he seen what I was doing with the schools, public speaking, going to my high school, going to different high schools, speaking at colleges, speaking at centers. And mind you, I was doing all of this for free.
Yeah.
I'm talking about coming out my pocket and traveling here for free because that was my mission and vision while I was in the feds. My last 4.5 years in the feds, that was my plan and mission. And I used to walk the yard with a man named Artbar Prey and Sandada, if I'm pronouncing the name right. Sandada is the person that helped Assata Shakur, Tupac Shakur, and Escape. And we used to walk the yard every day. And they used to sharpen my mind with different books. So I presented it to them one day. It was like, this what I want, this what I'm thinking I want to do, or whatever.
Right.
So I started, so I wrote out a mission, a vision, plans, program objective, program goals. So when I seen T. Rogers' book, Peace Be Upon, in a magazine, and I'm like, damn, that right there would help me come up with my type of questions because I was already in the works of doing that.
Right.
So when I had my sister, you know what I mean,
Right.
Riri, Karima McKenzie, she's an author too. And about depression and spirituality, you know, that for young ladies. And I had her start ordering me like different books to sharpen my mind, you know, like mentally, spiritually, and physically. So I started creating things like this. So that's my LLC, Invisible Tears LLC.
Right.
So in the back it say game prevention, educational guidance. You know what I mean? I work with trauma, prayer mentoring, you know what I mean, depression, all of that. Even to the point where they're working out. Because my mama got me into working out as a kid. My mama. That's how I became like militant as a young age.
Right.
So again, like when I synced the questions, I'm like, well, I'm gonna do mine like this. So I started creating different sessions for the boys, the girls, the young ladies, and the young men.
Wow. You got some of that video, Ray? That's what's up, man. That's what I like doing, man. I like teaching too, man. And hopefully one day I can go to another country and I will teach in another country, you know, some kids art. You know, I love art, man, and I think that's what's gonna help the world get a little bit more better, man. What we're doing out here, you know what I'm saying? We learn from our mistakes, and I admit mine. You know what I'm saying? Being lied to is that mistake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure too.
And to come out here to learn it correctly, that's what makes you a man. That's what, you know, because a lot of people, like you say, they want to just come out here and stand by the beach and take a picture like, yeah, you know, it's not about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, at least, I mean, you come out here, I mean, I ain't saying don't enjoy yourself, but get game.
Yeah,
The only way
in.
you're going to get game is by being around somebody that's older that did it before you and paved the way.
Right.
Because, like, what's the point of being a part of something if you don't know what you're being a part of? Then that make you want to be a follower.
So this your video here, right?
Yes.
This is one of your
Invisible
books?
Tears, Volume 1, the first one. That one is on Amazon because the covers are different. Like, the Amazon covers is different from the Barnes & Noble covers.
Okay.
You know, but, like, it got each book I have pictures. So, like, for each chapter, everybody that's a part of the first book, that's like the young lady right there. She from L.A.
Okay.
She was born in the Pueblos.
Okay.
You know, then I got the homegirl from the Doves, Bubbles, that's her. You know what I mean? Where she helped feed the homeless. That's my brother from another mother, Jules. Then that's my G homie from out here from LA. You know what I mean? He turned his life around. He a deacon. That's Big Shy.
That's what's up.
You know what I mean?
'Cause
So it's different people. Like, as though it's one thing you can speak about things, and it's another you can actually show it. As though it's like a movie. It's a documentary.
Right. So brings me to the next point. So what's your future, man? What you trying to do next, man?
Like
What's
right
the-
now,
what-
like
what's-
film, because I'm in a film now.
Right.
Worldwide Whooping by OYG Cree from Athens Park. He's shooting a documentary, and the documentary honestly is about Damus. Like how the gang culture like went to outside of LA, how Damus went to the Midwest, to the East Coast, and to the South.
Oh,
So I was up there twice so far. So I'm waiting to get up on there now to speak about my books,
Right.
and I want to do a documentary about my life,
That's what's
and I
up.
want to do a documentary with the men and women that's in my first book.
Philly Bumpton.
What? That's in my book. What you see? OYG Cree? It should be like a W, and it's red, like the back. What, in Philly? Nah, because he shot something in Philly because I was there when he did it in Philly. And honestly, it's in my book. Like, if you looked in it, you know. Yeah. See this Philly right here?
Yeah.
That's him. You know, if people want to see. Like,
Yes, sir.
like I even have, know what I mean, pictures of T. Rogers' weight on there.
Yeah.
You know, Red Rum. I don't know who that is. Yeah, that's he dude from he pushing Campanella. Dude right there. That's representing the Cedar Block Paru hat. Yeah, he from North Philly. I met him cause OYG Cree, he was like, where you at? I'm like, where you? I said, I'm towards the East Coast. He like, man, I'm out in Philly. Like, man, I'm shooting this documentary with some Bloods. I said, Bloods? Ain't no damn Bloods in no damn Philly.
Right.
He like, yeah, yes it is. And pulled up, it was.
Wow.
Like, me personally, it's like this, man. It ain't like, it don't matter if a person take it the wrong way. I'm just being honest, man. It's like, I'm like, man, what's the point if you don't got no enemies? Because it ain't no keyways out there. So it's like, what's the point? And I could say that because I know what comes with this.
Right.
You know what I mean? I wasn't a member, because that's the difference what people got to understand. 75% of each set is just members.
Yeah.
I was never a member.
Yeah.
I was a gang banger.
Right.
So it's like, man, if you not pressing no lines, what is the point of getting put on? Because now you jeopardizing your life and freedom this by association.
Right.
And
right.
to me, that's goofy. So now you get locked up and a person asks you what you locked up for, oh, just because I'm a member? You could get life in the feds. This
association. Yeah, conspiracy. We got.
You
conspiracy.
see what I'm saying? And I talk about that in my book.
Gang enhancement out here. They got gang enhancement.
We got that in Jersey.
That conspiracy shit though go deeper.
Yeah.
Because you could have me and you sitting together. Whatever you got in your pocket, police come up, you're like, lock you up, get the shit out your pocket. But conspiracy, by me being friends with you, I should have knew the shit was in your pocket.
Yeah,
and get the case too.
You know what I mean? So it's like you
fuck
know, I had gang enhancement.
Right.
You know what I mean? They kicked me out my state to live in for 5 years because of that. And mind you, I was already sentenced. It came to me when I had been in 5 years later, and it's like, and I'm like, what is this? It's like, oh, you can't come back to the state of New Jersey for 5 years. I said, man, I got kids there. It's like, no, you could come visit, but you not living here. You not bringing that bullshit that you was doing before. You know what I mean? Because it's like, even like with my brother, right? It's a case of a chapter about my brother, where as though a person admitted that he committed the murder, but they still got my brother locked up right now, and he got 30 years. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's situations like that to give the kids the eye opener. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just because his reputation. So just because you didn't do nothing, your reputation would still put you in a jam, whereas though you might never see the light of day.
Yeah, that's so true, man. There's been plenty of situations and times that I was about to lose my life, you know what I'm saying, because of my affiliation and who I was or whatever, and I never did none of this shit, but they came and got me for that shit. So that's what really woke me up as a kid, because I'm 15 and 16, I got shot up. By 17, 18, the police was trying to kill me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, you know what? I'm finna be an artist. Yeah. I'm finna go on and get my life together. You know what I'm saying? But to say this, man, you know, we grow up and we learn shit, man. And I appreciate you for coming by, man. Tapping in with me, man, and coming through to have this interview, you know what I'm saying?
For sure, man,
it's an honor, man. Like I said, man, it's always cool to be able to see a brother, man, that's actually doing something like positive and for the people, because that's our mission.
Yeah,
you know
that's my whole mission and vision. Like, I don't ever conversate or have people around me that's like, you ain't trying to do something inspiring, you know what I mean, and elevate to a whole nother level. Because I'm going after financial freedom, because with financial freedom, I could help create opportunities.
Right.
And that's my mission and vision. You know what I mean? That's why I want to travel the world.
Right. And, man, just keep doing it, man. Like I said, man, just touching into people that you know that's going to keep it 100 and give you on that right track, man.
Yeah, for sure.
So, big ups to you, man. Believe me, this is just the beginning, man.
Oh, for sure,
you know
man. Because like I said, man, like I want to do, like I said, I want to do something with a documentary.
Yeah. You know,
for sure.
We ain't gonna let our secrets out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
With the shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. You know, but y'all stay tuned, man. Check out this brother's Julius Jones. And
for sure.
Check these books out, man. That he
Reputable,
got, man.
Volume 3, Tears Still Invisible, a part of my life. but also getting curriculum about LA culture, Chicago culture, and you know what I mean. At the time when I was on the ignorance and stupidity, I could say that because I hold accountability for myself. But at the time, you know, back then, I missed all my 20s. I came out when I was going on 32, and most importantly, like, know what I mean, for you to be around me, for you to be a Fruittown Brim from where I was from, Jersey City, know what I mean, you had to press that line. So, like, that's what it's about, you know what I mean? And Love Thy Neighbor, Volume 2, A Brother's Love, is about bullying, know what I mean? A good homeboy of mine's, a reputable, know what I mean, from the Dubs, you know what I'm saying? I be, you know what I mean, if you want to purchase, I'm selling them myself out here in LA, and I'm gonna be out here for a while, you know. Then I got Invisible Tears, Volume 1, Tears You Can't See, Only from the Mind and Heart. And it's people from the West Coast and the East Coast showing their experience, a part of their life stories, you know. And it's very inspiring what I'm doing, man. I'm really adamant about what I'm doing. So, you know, people want to network, they want to contact me. You can contact me at 843-806-7152. That's my direct line.
YouTube,
you know, and my Instagram is Brimmalone, Brimstrong. Is, you know what I mean, it's not private. I don't got nothing to hide. But again, you know what I mean, my Instagram is Brimmalone,
fans only
Brimstrong.
page now, do
You know
you?
what I mean? Like, nah, I ain't off that groupie stuff.
You know that
man.
fans only, they be having all type of stuff, that bubble
Yeah.
soaps and, you know, selling towels and stuff. I seen one girl, she was selling her panties. They was dirty. They was selling dirty panties on there for $100. I said, damn. I'm in the wrong man. I need to sell my little dirty drawers. My girl been watching my drawers all this time, and they buying them. Shit. So I'm just saying, bro.
Oh, and last but not least, the other woman I want to mention, I haven't mentioned, was Pappy Law. Pappy Law from Outlaw 20. She's a part of this book.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm adamant of putting a woman more out there.
That's what's
because
up.
it's a bunch of us men doing that. Like I give it,
Hey,
you know what I mean? But
hey,
like, you know, yeah.
we gonna put something together.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I mean, you got names. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we can do some shit, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, for real. I think that'd be cool as fuck. Cause
Yeah.
ain't nobody did it.
Uh-huh.
Nobody. You know what I mean? Think about it. Every documentary we seen, we ain't never seen it.
For sure.
So we should do that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I'm talking about on a real level of, you know, just, you know, how they cook, clean.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Make the culture. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
that's exactly
you know,
yeah,
the
that's
style, the wearing and
that's
shit
exactly
like that.
I want to do.
You go over motherfucking house, this motherfucker super duper. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It is the beehive or
Uh-huh.
goddamn me, whatever. You know what I'm saying? The dub shack. Remember,
Yeah.
this is the shack.
Mhm.
This is because you already, you know, that just puts you in twine of the hangout. You know what I'm saying? It's always a big mama. It's always the motherfucker in charge. Y'all better cut that shit out or get that motherfucker. You know, get his ass, y'all. And you know, she's sitting on the porch looking.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to get together and do something like
for
that,
sure,
man.
for
So y'all heard it first. We're gonna put something together, man. Like I said, man, this is Julius, man. Check him out. He got some fucking books. This is what, you know, we do our shit. It's about collaboration, man. And again, thank you so much for coming through, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Man, good for having me, man. I appreciate it.
I appreciate this, man. And what? We have attitudes too.